Hi friends, host Eric here talking to famous people, and what I want to do is share with you this thing. I just sent this guy. So this guy's name is Mark Dice. He's a famous guy, I guess. I went to his channel, and he's got a lot of subscribers and everything, and it's I guess you'd say right right leaning politically, probably libertarian leaning. I didn't really look into his channel a whole lot, but Horse Mumbler said I should send it to him, and it might be the sort of thing that he's interested in. He's a big name guy, he's got a lot of people who watch the channel or whatever. So I did. I sent this email. I titled the email, "A cop assaulted me on video last night with interesting constitutional implications." I thought, well, that's an email title I'd open, because if it's just "a cop assaulted me on video last night," well, not that uncommon, and it's probably gonna be just somebody complaining about shit or whatever. With interesting constitutional implications, that changes the whole dynamic of the title, right? So, the gist. I'm filming the cops as they play "How long can we tase this guy for?" Big crowd of people around watching the proceedings. Nobody's really saying anything. I start shouting, "Stop tasing him, to cause him further harm," stuff like that. A guy next to me joins in, voicing similar sentiments. We're standing far away, and I'm no closer than the others around me. The cop runs up to me, hits me in the ribs with the butt of his beanbag gun. He tells me to back off and get out of here. What makes this significant is it meets all the legal criteria necessary to invalidate the cop's qualified immunity. I was speaking expressive political speech, a justice-minded critique of an abuse of power. I was originally filming, but since he didn't successfully stop me from filming, I won't get anywhere with that. But he did successfully silence my critique in two distinct ways. Foremost, my yelling ceased to be at the cops for using too much force as I began yelling at the cop who assaulted me. But perhaps more significantly, the guy who had been yelling with me also stopped yelling. It's a real-time video example of the chilling effect. So I definitely have standing until they often shut these things down as on point of stand. Anyhow, qualified immunity is out the window because he willfully and knowingly assaulted me for the purpose of silencing me, violating the one narrow construction of the one right the SCOTUS actually upholds consistently expressed political speech. The cop's action violated this specific named right articulated in both law and case law. Additionally, it meets every reasonable interpretation of the other criteria for getting past qualified immunity. Statutory right, as a constitutional right is also a statutory right. One could even make the argument that by assaulting me, he violated some statutory right implicit to laws against assault, but that would just muddy things. Lastly, because I'm entirely unhurt, the courts can't sidestep the constitutional issue by pointing to some other factor than the silencing, and must then say, yes, if a cop silences you, you can sue him. Use the video however you like if you want to. Thanks for reading whatever amount of this long email you may have read. And then the asterisk from above. It wasn't a real firearm, I don't think, though it looked like a shotgun, kind of. Host Eric Strauss, talking to famous people, youtube.com/talking. So, this is some...
Give them. I'm not...
This is some multi-linked, it's, I don't know what you call this. This is YouTube strategy, right? I'm going to put this guy's name in this video about me sending him an email, along with me sending him an email, in the hopes that, I can get some people who are interested in him to watch my video, right? That's basically the gist of the idea. But also, perhaps you think, like, well, maybe he'll watch my video about sending an email to him. And he'll go... I don't know what it'll go, but it'll go something, And then maybe, but I'd love for him to. Fucking cats? What's going on right there? Hey! Hey, you cats, I said to them. Yeah, so It'd be great if he would like interview me or something. I don't know what he does on his show, so. I mean, I know he talks about political things. I saw some of the titles. It's like, I'm not sure if he. I think. What the fuck is going on out there? Like, cats are having a. Fighting party. Okay, this is a terrible video. Should I upload it? Well, whatever. I probably wouldn't hurt. I mean, I can't imagine this video. He was coming to talk to me, like send me an email, about to send me an email, and then he sees this video. He's like, you know what? Never mind. I don't think that would be a likely outcome. I don't think it would eliminate his potential interest in talking to me if he were going to have an interest in talking to me, or in showing my video, like a clip of my video that I sent to him, and talking about the maybe the constitutional issues that I talked about related to the video, and a video of his or something. I mean, I don't know what he would want to do with it, but if Horst Mumble is right and he does show some sort of interest in it, or use it in some way, or talk to me in some way, well, then that'd be great. But and I think this video is safe to put up, because what I'm getting at is, I think that probably it's pretty unlikely that he would be about to do that, like use it or talk to me, and then see this video and be so disgusted by it in some capacity that he's just like, you know what, fuck this guy. So hopefully that doesn't happen. If that doesn't happen, then it's perfectly fine to put this video up. So I'm trying to just put this video up. It's not that terrible. I mean, I think the reading the email part was probably interesting. It clarified, writing the email clarified for me the legal issues. Well, researching and did as well. I did some case law stuff, case law research to lock down exactly what the standards were and stuff. And it's fucking tailor-made. It's just like, this guy's qualified immunity is out the window. And I called the city attorney today. I left a message. I didn't actually get to talk to the attorney, but I feel pretty confident that he's actually going to call me back tomorrow, like she says he is, because of the conversation I had with his secretary. I played it kind of like, there's this thing I do sometimes with like secretary types or whatever. Like, I'll talk way over their head as though I were talking to their boss, who I expect to understand this thing I'm talking about, using like jargon or something. And I'm attempting to display two traits in that moment. Like, one is competence or a high level of knowledge, but the other one is obliviousness to how I'm displaying to the other party. Because this like SFJ or STJ, it's probably an SFJ, is like the secretary for this attorney. She's going to be satisfied when she is convinced that she's the one with a clear vision of my emotional state, you know, and I can be trusted because I'm displaying my emotionality without a lot of self-awareness. My emotionality is authentic enough that she can rely on it to be a guide to interpreting me, but my obliviousness is also a good thing, because it means she can trust it that it's not constructed because I'm not aware of it. Yes, I actually do that. I mean, I don't know what to say about it. It's just, it's not really consciously decided that I'm going to do that, but I'm aware exactly what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I've done it for years. I've done variations of that whole thing for years. You know, when you're dealing with somebody, especially the first time, or if it's like a one-time deal, if you can go in there and create a little bit of a whirlwind of shit, like be a little bit of a whirlwind, be a bit of a caricature of this person that they're going to box. Because once they box you in the right kind of box, then to them all the substantive issues are decided about you. he's a nice guy, or he's a or he's got a good heart, or he's a he's smart, whatever. Okay, I get you. Good. That means I can proceed without thinking about you anymore. Like when she got off the phone, man, I recorded the phone call because I want to keep a record of all of the proceedings here in case there's a pattern of trying to stonewall me or something. I mean, I fully expect when I meet the city attorney, after having researched this thing, like the email I just read on this video, I'll basically read that to him and say, well, this is the situation we got here. Now, you can be on my side and file an amicus brief in support of the stripping of qualified immunity from this officer so that I can sue him personally. But historically, city attorneys and such have always tried to quash the lawsuit on the grounds that the officer has qualified immunity, regardless of how egregious the violation was. What I love about this case is it absolutely does not shock the conscience. Okay, that's another standard that they have in there. The exception to the statutory right or constitutional right standard that has to be met in order to qualify as a sufficient enough crime, so to speak, against your rights as to meet the standard of dropping their qualified immunity. So, definitely doesn't shock the conscience. And the thing about it is, the courts brought this on themselves by parsing out all these minor distinctions so that only the very sliver of the right of the right that's at the center of it, like the heartwood of it, is preserved, and every other incarnation of it is trashed. So you have the right to be free from search and seizure. Really? And so if a cop searches my car, searches me illegally, can I sue him successfully and win? Well, no, because you didn't incur any harms. What? But you said if it violates a clearly stated constitutional right to search. Well, sure, but if you haven't experienced any harms, then your right hasn't been violated, and so you don't have any standing. They pull that shit all the time, but they can't pull it this time. Why? Because the cop willfully and knowingly silenced me and succeeded in shutting down my named, protected, expressive political speech, and it actually had the additional negative consequence that justifies the rigorous protection of that speech. The chilling effect, as spoken of in a famous court ruling, where it says, the reason we don't let the government silence people is because it has a chilling effect on other people, which is a strange reason. How about because it is violation of the rights of the person? The Supreme Court is always trying to move away from principles and to, conflicting interests and balancing calculi, which is not what they should be doing because it's supposed to be. Never mind, I don't want to get into that. Regardless, this thing is tailor-made to meet every last one of their, this is their game. No, you still have the right to sue the cops, and provided the violation you incurred was 74-sided, and it had dimples on every alternate side with an oblong pew pew kind of thing coming out from the front there. It's one of 1 billion incarnations of an event happening in which you maybe could possibly meet all of these criteria and therefore get past this cop's amazingly resilient qualified immunity. I got that. I mean, it's like they could put this fucking case in a textbook. It's that perfect. So, for those of you out there who are like, this isn't going to work, Eric's not going to go and get anywhere with this, you're wrong. Now, if I do experience a whole lot of stonewalling, I probably will get a lawyer, or at least look in to talk to, calling someone, They're not going to be so into the case because I'm going to be suing an actual individual person. Those pockets aren't that deep. For me, I'll feel satisfaction if I get $1,000 from them or something. I'll feel immense satisfaction. because it's a victory. But and more importantly, really, it's a moment to feel proud of one's country. You know, it's like the power of free expression is well, it's really the only power we have left. So, but it's awfully robust.